Hello my friends, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video, which is going to be a follow-up to my Sephora VIB holiday sale haul, and I have quite a few thoughts for you on the items that I picked up. I know that y'all like these videos because if you've had your eye on something, you kind of like to know firsthand how it worked for me, how it worked for people in general. So if you're interested in any of that, if you're interested in seeing which products I picked up, if you haven't already watched that haul and seeing how they worked for me, then just keep on watching. All right, my friends, so I am so excited to tell you that I am going to be doing a giveaway with today's video. I will have details towards the end of the video. Let's go through all of the products first, and then I will share with you what that giveaway is going to be and how you can enter. I'm very excited because if you've been with my channel for which seems like a lifetime at this point, then you know this is my first giveaway and I'm so excited to do it. So let's go ahead and begin. So where to even start? Okay, let's start with this brush set because it's what I have on my lap. So if you remember, I picked up this Season to Sparkle brush set. I have not yet used them all. I've used about 3 brushes so far and I actually really like them. So if you've, again, been with my channel for a while now, you know that brushes I buy in sets. It's the best bang for my buck. I have kind of figured out which brands come out with good quality sets because sometimes sets can be hit or miss. They can be lower quality than what a brand's normal brushes are. The Sephora brand is one that I very much enjoy picking up during the holidays if I like the little handle. And in this case, I did. A couple years ago, they came out with one that had like confetti stars in the handle, and I love those so much as well. They are soft without being overly flimsy. There are also brush sets I pick based on certain face brushes that are like extra long and floppy and anyways, so this one was a set that I actually very much enjoyed. Again, they are soft, they're easy to use, and they are so pretty to look at. So this one was definitely a win for me. In case you had your eye on it, I'm gonna be completely honest, I did not check to see if it's even still available. I hope it is, but anyways, so let's move on to the next item. So I literally took this out of my shower and put it back in the box for purposes of this video. But let's talk about the Olaplex Shine Bright set. Again, this is one that is not available online anymore. It's sold out online during the sale, but I do know that some stores have them in store. So if you are still looking for this, you can possibly find it in store. But I'm gonna tell you that I was already familiar with the number 3 and the number, whichever the bonding oil is, the number 7, because I had already bought those some time back. Knew I very much liked them, especially the number 3. It has done a lot for my hair, I really do have to say. So the shampoo and conditioner were ones that I really was wanting to try, just never bit the bullet. I figured this would be a good time because the number 3 I'm almost out of. So I have to tell you that I am absolutely blown away by this shampoo and conditioner. In the short time that I have used them, they have done so much for my hair. Like literally the first time I used it, my hair felt so much stronger. Now for reference, I have very fine, thin hair. I don't have a lot of it anymore. So anything that can make my hair feel a little bit stronger, a little bit fuller, I am down for. So this was a win for me. The first time also I used it, in case you have not used the shampoo and conditioner, I went in with way too much shampoo. I went in with my normal amount. Well, as it turns out, the shampoo lathers quite a bit. So a little bit goes a very long way. It may look small, but you need less than your average, I would say, drugstore shampoo or whatever, because I typically use drugstore. So love this set. Was well worth the money. My hair is my hair's happy. Let's just say that. As I'm having like a frizzy hair day, not a good spokesperson for it today. Anyways, okay, so let's move into the Too Faced Christmas in the City set. I already did a review on this. If you have watched it, if you have not, then here's the rundown. This is good as per usual for a beginner. If you don't have a lot of makeup in your collection, if you don't have a lot and you won't have a lot of dupes. Comes with the little mascara in there. I'm not going to take that out. You know me, I will buy something for the packaging. And that's what happened with this. I love the packaging on these, but that's about where it goes. I loved last year's sets. Both Sephora's and Ulta's releases for their Too Faced holiday sets, for me, were very much above average for Too Faced holiday. These are literally, I mean, I honestly have been contemplating returning this set. That's how much I'm like, I'm not gonna reach for this again. So if you have been on the fence, I know I'm so sad. This went to $29 on Black Friday. I guess I didn't realize it, and here we are. So the best part about this whole set is the blush palette. This one is better than I expected. The colors are buildable, the shades are buildable, they're very flattering, they're not chalky or dusty. They look very nice, but that's the extent of it. So, I mean, this you could skip out on 1000%. Put the money towards something else. A lot of y'all had already made that decision based on being very bored by the brand lately, and good call. So talking about another hair product, I feel like I hit it out of the park with hair products this time. It's the Gisou, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, the Honey Infused Leave-In Conditioner. I had told y'all that I went through a tiny little deluxe sample size and my hair really loved it. And so I bit the bullet and bought the full size. It smells so incredible. It has a very just soft honey scent that is not overpowering. Sometimes honey scents can be, I just sometimes don't like them. And this, it leaves your hair with such a scent that's just lovely. And for someone like me that has curly hair, you wouldn't be able to tell right now, it's super frizzy. But, so I just totally lost my train of thought. Okay, so the top layer of my hair can become very frizzy. If I spray this in on dry hair, like I'm talking day 2 hair, it brings back my ringlets, and they are just bouncy and pretty and defined, and I very much like that. Word of caution, if you have not used this, if you go in with too much, as per most leave-in conditioner products, your hair will feel kind of, I don't know if greasy is the word, but powdery, and that feeling, you know what I mean. So I go in, you kind of learn how much to use, how much not to use, and I love this product. That will eventually be a repurchase for me. I'm just letting you know. All right, the Youth to the People Superberry Dream Cleansing Balm. So this was a very acquired taste. So what I mean by that is that it was not love at first use by any stretch of the imagination. Mine came very cracked, but it's fine. So this is it's not like a consistency like the pharmacy balm. This is a very thick balm. And my first 3, 4, 5 uses, I was like, absolutely not. This is just so thick. And I wasn't a fan of how my skin felt when I put it on. Now, for reference, you put this in your hands and you kind of rub together to create a little bit more of an emollient formula. You kind of start playing with it on your face, put it on your face, wet your hands a little bit, and then rub it in. That creates almost like I think the description is like an oil formula. I don't feel like it's oil, but whatever. So it almost thins it out just a bit so that you can work with it better, because again, it is so thick that you'll be pulling on your skin to get it all over your face. So now, here's where I have learned to actually very much enjoy this product. The purpose really, the purpose of one of these things is to eliminate the need for like a face wipe or a makeup wipe, and this does not do that for me. I do still have to go in with a makeup remover wipe. I don't rinse it. That's where I don't like how it feels. It leaves, you know, when water kind of runs over oil, it kind of separates. It's like that. So I do use a makeup wipe as soon as I'm done, like, you know, rubbing this all over my face. That removes everything, and then I go in and cleanse with a cleanser, and my skin is left feeling so super soft that it has become a actually product I like to use very much. But I also have to disclose, I go through several steps that you probably shouldn't have to go through, so I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to recommend this to you, knowing it can be so thick and I guess oily is the word, I don't know. But so, you know, again, it has been an acquired taste for me, but just know you have to wet it to bring out like the, you know, thinner consistency. Anyways, I prefer the pharmacy melting balm over this one, just FYI. Okay, so the Melt Ultra Matte Gel Liner in the shade Burnish. I waited too long on the new liner from the Amor y Mariposas collection, the teal one. It's sold out. Okay, whatever, moving on. So a couple of y'all had told me that you weren't a fan of this formula because it very much smudged on your eyes. And so I kind of went in with that like, oh gosh, I don't know if this is going to work. Now I do love the shade. If you have green or hazel colored eyes, this will make your eye color absolutely pop. So here's what it looks like on the inside. It is a very wet formula. It's a lot creamier and slicker than your typical gel liner. It's not like MAC Black Trek or something like that. Like this is legit creamy. So I already knew it was going to take work. It took 2 uses for me to really figure out how to use it. And now I can tell you I very much like this eyeliner, very, very much. Now, would I do this for a black liner? Probably not. Just use a pen. I find those so much easier. But because of the color, the shade, I actually very, very much like it. So in essence, what I do, and I have used this in a get ready with me in case you are wondering, but I use a straight liner brush. Now for me, I find it hard to make a wing with a brush. I feel like the little end ends up looking choppy. I don't get that little fine extended line that so many people make it look effortless. But what I do after that, again, extra steps, I take a super fine little, it's a pencil brush, but it like has minimal bristles. I don't even know. It was from a set from Morphe, like probably last year. And it is the finest little pencil brush. It's almost probably for like graphic stuff, you know, when you want to do graphic lines. So once I have placed that with my straight brush, I grab that little brush and I just bloop, extend. I know Tati, I've seen her use a fingernail to do that. That is so hit or miss for me that I usually end up rubbing off some of the liner. It just, anyways, what other people make look effortless for me is, it's kind of like a recipe. You're like, ooh, I follow the recipe. And then your food tastes horrible. And you're like, how did that even happen? I went by the recipe. So I just use that little brush, extend it out. Perfect. I have not had a smudging problem. Then again, we are in winter months. And it could be that it's just not hot at this time. So there is that. So moving into the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Blush Trio. Do you guys remember when I did both my wish list and my Sephora haul? I told y'all, usually when brands do new shades in a holiday little release, it's because shortly after they're going to release the full size in those new shades. And sure enough, I think she's already released them on the Sephora site. So there is that. But it does come with 2 new ones. It is Hope and Peace, both dewy formulas. One is a nude mauve, the other is a soft apricot, and I really like these. No surprise, I already knew I love the formula, and I didn't have any one of these shades. Obviously, 2 out of the 3 were new, but this size for this kind of product is actually very perfect because you guys know how pigmented these are. If you have tried them, you know that this will last a very long time. So I am very happy with this purchase. I love the shades. They're very flattering. They are very consistent. The new ones are consistent with what I know and love from the blush formula, and this was 25 bucks. So I want to say a full size is maybe, I can't remember, like 21 or so, but you have the opportunity to try all 3. This one was a good purchase. I am very happy with it. So again, if you're not wanting to commit to the full size, that's a really good way to go. So, all right, let's see. We've got, oh gosh, thought we were almost done. Okay. So let's move into a lip product that I bought 3 of. So the Huda, I'm not going to spend too much time on these. The Demi Matte is a formula I already knew I loved. I just had only ever used one shade. So these were on Uber sale. They were $14 minus the discount. I have already used 2 of the 3. I love them. No surprise there. So Bawse and Bonnie. Bonnie is like a soft pink, and then Bawse is like a very vampy shade. The only one I have not yet used is Passionista, which is like a magenta. I already know I'm going to love it. This is such a good formula. I don't know why she is marking them down so much. She may be reformulating, who knows. But it is it's like a glossy formula, but with the stay of a liquid lipstick. So if you like a hybrid, if you don't like a very parched lip, if you like the glossy lip look, those are right up your alley, and they stay for hours, trust me. Okay, so let's talk. I think the last few are palettes. So the Charlotte Tilbury palette of pearls in Celestial Pearl. I love this palette, and I'm going to tell you that it is mainly because of this shade right here. This is absolutely stunning, and if you place this shade all over the lid and this shade in the middle, there is an absolute, like, literally you slap people in the face with your eyes because it is very intense, and I didn't expect that. This is a gold pink shift that I had never seen by the brand. And so it's not gonna come across as beautiful on camera as it is in real life. Honestly, it doesn't do it justice. I feel bad even giving you a swatch because it's not really doing much, but it's stunning. It's so stunning. And that shade right there was worth the purchase for me. So this one looks kind of thin. I put it over top of my Fenty Pro Filter Eye Primer as a tacky base. Ooh, it looks so beautiful. In typical Charlotte Tilbury fashion, it's very, very celestial. It's very twinkly. It's very just glam in a very elegant way. So, love this little palette. If you have been wondering if it's too similar to Star Aura, I don't think it is, and I own Star Aura, and I would hands down choose this one over Star Aura any day. So then let's move into the NARS. What is this? The Unwrapped Mini Eyeshadow Palette. This one is such a disappointment, but it is what it is. It's smaller than a credit card, y'all. It is just, okay. So, and then the top part is like cardboard. And then here, the little bit, I feel like I'm holding Polly Pocket right now. This is how small it is. Now, granted, I would rather pay less and have less size because I'm never going to go through all of these products, but this was a little excessive. I don't know what to tell you about this. Something about it called to me so much before I had it. And now that I have it, I'm like, I don't know what, NARS is very hit or miss when it comes to eyeshadows, and so that's probably the best performing one right there. I'm just not a fan. Skip over these if you have not taken the plunge. Not worth it. Maybe wait till they go on sale. I was even contemplating before getting this one, getting all three. Oof, I am so glad I did not. NARS is just an eyeshadow formula that I really cannot get behind. And yeah, that one was no exception. I'm sure the size also had something to do with it. Okay, so moving into the Huda Rose Quartz palette. Wow, you guys, this palette looks so boring. I'm just gonna be upfront with you. It looks boring. You put it on the eyes and it does something. It transforms. There is some sort of, I don't know. This palette is absolutely stunning. So it is beautiful right from the packaging, and then you open it and you're like, okay, this isn't all that, and it's got a couple of eye-catching ones, but you're like, overall, no. And then you put it on and you're like, yes. So they literally transform. I don't know how else to describe it to you. They are so metallic, so beautiful. I am a fan of Huda eyeshadows. Even her Obsessions palette, which a lot of people find to be very hit or miss, which sometimes they can be, but overall I very much like those too. But I'm always a fan of her large eyeshadow palettes, and this one was no exception. There's a couple of shades I still haven't used, but overall, oh my goodness, I have absolutely loved every single look that I have been able to do with this palette. It's stunning. It's worth the price tag. I know it looks boring, but once you put it on the eyes, it is anything but. Okay, moving into a couple of final things. Okay, so the Danessa Myricks palette. This one did sell out before the sale, if y'all remember, so I ended up having to get mine through the Danessa Myricks website, although I did include this in my Sephora haul. So for that reason, I am mentioning it today. Now, granted, I have not checked to see if this has come back. I don't think it has, but I had heard that she was going to release another batch of them, because I think she was releasing them like in small batches. I don't know. All I know is that this is the palette to get. This is the most unique palette in my collection. It's absolutely stunning. I have absolutely loved using this eyeshadow palette. I love reaching for it. And I love that feeling of just like, you know what, tomorrow I want to use that palette. You know what I mean? And so it is so much fun to play with. I'm going to be honest, these two shades, I think you've probably already heard this from a lot of people, the creamy shades are just for me, but the rest, oof, so soft, so silky, and the trio chrome aspect is unlike anything I have seen before. I will tell you, if you have not watched previous videos, I am not very familiar with indie brands. It scares me to take the plunge on something I may really dislike, and then you're kind of out the money, you know what I mean? And I just, yeah, that's just really the only reason. Maybe laziness, who knows? But this for me was a total score. So happy with it. And for holiday looks, it's just so perfect. Okay, last two items are the Natasha Denona Glam face palettes. I will open up the light. I'm so in love with these. These are absolute perfection. And the funny thing is, and I've told y'all this before, I wasn't planning on picking these up. I saw the promo pics and I was like, no, boring. And so when I saw that it was going to be like a new formula for her and then the metallics in here, I was like, all right, I got to try it. And over the moon, never looked back. These are spectacular. So the eyeshadows, yes, you only get 5, but hey, it takes the decisioning out for you. You kind of have a purpose. You know exactly where to go, what to grab. You don't have to make a whole lot of decisions. It's the perfect on the go, on the run work everyday palette. It's wonderful. The blush is beautiful. It takes a little bit of building for me, but it is so flawless on the skin. And it's actually kind of good that it takes building, because then you don't go in with too much and you're like, oh my gosh, now I have to do cleanup. The highlight, it's funny because it took me a while to love it. The first time I used it, I put it on my skin and I was like, no, how am I disappointed with this? It's so bright. But it was laying like a powder, a setting like a powder over top of my skin. And you know how much I dislike that. After about 30 minutes, it settled in and I was like, oh, this is stunning. So I love these palettes. And the deep one works just as beautifully as the light. For my skin tone, I'm a light to light medium skin tone, and it is just as lovely. So that being said, that wraps up my what worked, what didn't. However, let's talk about a giveaway, because this makes me so happy. All right, so I wanted to pick something that I loved out of this haul to be able to gift to you. So that being said, I did pick up another one of the deep Natasha Denona Glam face palettes to give to one of y'all. So this is, I hope, the start of, I really do want to grow my channel, and it has been very slow moving, but I hope this is the start of many more giveaways to come. So that being said, what I would ask of you, this is going to run through Christmas Eve, and so I would ask that you be subscribed to this channel, and then just go follow me on Instagram, and you can find me at Michelle's Glamour, easy peasy. I've gotten to where I don't post hardly at all anymore, and it's because it's one of those out of sight, out of mind things where I don't think about it as often as I think of YouTube. But I would ask that you go follow me there. And then the final thing is, in the comments below, let me know how long you've been with my channel. Some of you have been with me since day one. Hey, you may have been with me since yesterday, and that's okay too. So just let me know in the comment section below how long. I know it'll bring a smile to my face to read through all of those and see how maybe long or short you've been with me. Just know that each one of you are so valued and appreciated on this channel. I know we don't know each other aside from a camera, but I love and pray for y'all so often, and I just want you to know that. So that's the details. I will announce the winner after Christmas Eve, so one of the videos probably the week after Christmas Eve, and so good luck to y'all. Alrighty, my friends. So that being said, I just want to give you a very quick verse of the day to let you know that Jesus loves you so very much and to encourage you. Today's comes from Nahum 1:7, and it says, "The Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble. He cares for those who trust in him." If you're going through troubles, if you're going through a difficult time, just know that you can trust in Jesus. He is the best to walk by your side during these times, good times and bad. And it is my prayer that if you don't already know him as your Lord and Savior, that he would make himself very real to you, that you would feel that call on your heart, that you would hear him calling your name. It is the best decision you will ever make. All right, my friends, thank you again for stopping by, for spending some time with me, for talking about these makeup products. I will see you in the very next video. Until then, stay safe and stay well. Bye, friends.